Hey everybody, Poopies again.
And Mustacheman.
And we are here in Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Yeah, we told you guys, well I told you, you weren't there.
Yeah.
I mentioned that we've both been busy. Here we are.
Yep.
We had to fly across the country to get a video shot
Yeah,
together.
and if there's one thing you do in Vegas, gambling, shows, whatever.
Yeah, drinking,
drugs, prostitutes. The one thing we want to do is shoot a YouTube video.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Most important thing. We had to sacrifice a lot to be able to make this terrible video.
Yeah. So, since we're in Vegas, this is a Tale of Two Shitties.
Sure.
In the comparison.
It's a Vegas special.
Vegas special, right. We're going to compare an awesome musical legend versus a British band.
Spice Girls?
A little bit more popular, but yeah. Elvis versus the Beatles. It's a classic conversation piece of, are you an Elvis person or a Beatles person?
It's the 9 versus 45 of music.
Right. Which classical artist, or because they started the rock movement. Really, both of these groups had such big amounts of influence, and a lot of conversations.
Yeah, music today would be very different without either of their contributions.
Correct. So we'll be discussing Elvis and the Beatles. We'll start with the Beatles because we'll start low and then go high.
Yeah, everyone always tells me, oh, not everyone, my dad will, they created rock. There would be no rock and roll without the Beatles.
Without the Beatles. Well, like many other things, your dad's wrong on this. Alright, the Beatles were British. So, already that's like 10 points behind. They came over to America. I mean, at least they knew to come to America.
Did they get a start in England and then came over?
Yeah, but America's what really blew them up to worldwide.
Yeah, like everything else, there's no consumer market in England, so
it sucks. So they're like, oh, why
well,
don't
we could do more shows in Liverpool.
Yeah, where it doesn't suck. Go to America. Right. And now they have the show Love in Vegas. That's dedicated to the Beatles. Anyway, so British band. They come over here. They sing their pop songs, their early careers. Just about whatever. And then they start getting political.
Yeah.
And they have the wrong politics.
They definitely do.
John Lennon's song Imagine.
Imagine there's no countries.
Total commie.
Mm-hmm.
No government, no borders, no God, no anything. So it was a very communist message, which
right.
obviously sucks.
No government. By that they mean they want all
everything government.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anarcho-communist.
Yeah, it's not a real thing.
No.
So their music was okay. Then they chose to suck with communism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hey, that's a loser. Form of government for losers. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Well, you got 5 dudes that are hanging out all day. They come up with a bunch of bad ideas.
Well, they're boomers.
Right.
Okay. And then they got heavy into the drug culture.
Oh. Yeah.
So the drug culture's influence on them was
ruined their minds.
Yeah, communal living. No individualism. Just all hey, free love and
they all have the same haircut.
Yeah, their hair sucked. Their teeth sucked. They were British. Alright, so it's depressing talking about them.
No wonder Manson wanted to kill people in this.
Oh yeah, his Helter Skelter thing. That was another thing they were responsible for.
McCartney, or whatever his name is, don't know what he's doing. He's up there making music with people that's creating babies all across the country that he's the father of all kinds of things that he doesn't even have the brains to realize,
Yeah. If it weren't for the Beatles, there would have been no Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Or he would have found a different scapegoat for his race war idea, but
it still would have been the Beatles, but they wouldn't have been known as the Beatles, but he'd be that John Lennon guy and that Ringo and George, it's all their fault. And they'll be who are these people? And
the ants or something.
Yeah.
It'd have to be a different insect.
I mean, they wouldn't even have a group. They would just be 4 random dudes, and he would still blame
He would
them.
still blame the random dudes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He was crazy, so.
And then there's that movie that was out, like, what would have happened if the Beatles never existed?
Oh, yeah, that just came out
What's the name of that?
yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay, so if the Beatles didn't exist, this guy, makes all their
I'm thinking
songs.
perfect utopia if they never existed.
It would be probably a better world.
Mhm.
Minus, there's one thing, that guy that actually killed John Lennon.
Oh,
Yeah, he had like a hit list, and on his hit list or whatever, it was like John Lennon, then David Bowie.
So he would have went after David Bowie if John Lennon
wasn't famous, right?
Yeah,
so
that would have been a huge blow.
And so facto, let's
Right.
say he got Bowie, no Labyrinth.
Give me the child.
Sarah, beware. I have been generous up until now.
Right. No codpiece.
No codpiece, no puppets.
The crazy outfits and shit.
Yeah. Vastly different world.
Yeah. No one else could have filled that role of weird dude.
No
in a
one could
weird
fill that
outfit.
codpiece but
No.
Bowie.
No.
So, anyway, we can talk about Elvis now. The King.
But the man who can sing when he hasn't got a thing, he's a king of the whole wide world.
Yeah. I think we've covered the Beatles.
Yeah, he's the only king that I actually, respect. The King of England, or like, no,
No,
that's
yeah.
stupid. King of rock and roll. He was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So he was born in the South. I believe it was Tupelo, Mississippi. I could
It
be
was
mistaken.
the Deep South.
The Deep South, right?
Mhm.
He was born a twin.
Oh, right, but then the other one died. Right?
Yeah, his brother was stillborn. So what happened was he absorbed all of his brother's awesomeness, and he got like twice the awesomeness.
That makes
and lived
sense.
a life for
That's
two
how
people.
it works. you know?
Yeah.
That's nice.
He was like a Mega Man type thing, or a Highlander, in birth. So he has the rock and roll power of two people. And his early career, he starts rocking. He's doing awesome.
Mhm.
He's touring and very pro-America.
You're right. He was a good old Southern boy. He was
Oh, yeah.
into like guns and obviously rock and roll.
Yeah, well-mannered.
Mhm.
He was anti-drug in the
Uh-huh.
70s.
Yeah.
He met with Nixon
Yeah.
to become
Right.
an undercover agent. Awesome. And he was into karate.
Yeah, karate and
Karate
guns.
and guns.
He was like a one-man army.
Right. And when he was drafted, unlike Cassius Clay,
Oh.
he didn't avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's the king. One of many reasons.
Yeah.
He went, served. He refused any special details. Like they wanted just to put him and do shows
Yeah.
or whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, I want to be a grunt. I want to do my, bit for my country. And then
wouldn't it be great if you just hid in this corner? Which is funny. You're drafted.
right, you picked me. So
you picked me to come here.
Yeah,
But now you don't want me out.
But no, and this was in the heyday of him. He just
Mhm.
became a star, started making all this money, and they're like, "Hey, you're drafted," and he goes and serves his country.
Right.
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but when he was going through the military, he scored almost perfect on his firearms test. He got expert,
Yeah.
which is really impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Now I visited Graceland a couple
Mhm.
years ago, and it's super sweet. In his garage, he has his own range set up, which it was just a log in the corner, and you could see all the bullet holes in the log, and there's some bullet holes in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side of that wall, hilariously enough, in his yard was a swing set and other stuff where I guess Lisa Marie used to play.
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that,
Oh.
he liked riding Harleys.
Yeah,
And he liked his
motorcycles.
cars. So he has there's another building at Graceland that just has all of his cars and motorcycles, and he had tons. And whenever like he'd hang out with people, like, hey, let's go riding, and like there's just like 30 motorcycles there, like, grab a bike, we're going to wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or who'd fly across the country to get a sandwich.
Right. One time he flew his daughter to, I think it was Colorado or something, from Tennessee where they live, because she never saw snow before. You know, and he was like one of the first
You never saw snow.
Yeah.
Get on the plane.
Yeah.
My Elvis impression is not very good.
It was solid.
Thank you very much.
So, you know, he was one of the first like rock stars to have his own jet. Like,
Yeah,
he started
he lived the rock star lifestyle that all others after him tried to emulate.
Right.
And he shot his TV.
Oh yeah,
Sweet.
he'd go through like a bunch of TVs, and like his room in his basement, he had like multiple TVs in the wall, and these are like the shitty like bubble TVs,
right,
you
yeah,
know, from like the '60s. And yeah, he would watch sports games, and anytime like his team lost or he got pissed off at whatever, he would just like shoot the TV.
Makes
just replace
sense.
it.
Yeah, like.
I mean, ultimately, if I had that kind of money, I would do the exact same. I would go through so many TVs, it would be nuts.
It's kind of the opposite again of the Beatles, where like they don't want anyone to own anything.
Oh yeah,
He wants to own everything, and he's like, he's like a one-man economy machine. Like,
Right.
like whatever TV salesman that like lived near Graceland. He
yeah.
must have put that kid through
Oh,
college.
easily. Yeah, he was all about individualism, capitalism, you know, the American way,
Yeah,
and not a collectivist.
right.
And then he also, of course, popped a lot of pills.
Yeah,
He didn't
but they were
think
prescribed.
Yeah,
so
they were
it's
prescribed,
okay.
so he didn't think they were really drugs. What else about Elvis? Oh, another interesting thing. He had a snowmobile,
A snowmobile.
or multiple snowmobiles,
I'm sure.
in Graceland, but there was no
not snow there.
There was no snow there,
Yeah.
so he had a modified. I don't know if it was like treads or wheels or something put on. So they'd work on like the dirt, and he'd just like ride these things around. And,
He
like,
couldn't have just got some other.
Dude, he had so much fun with everything. He was just like, oh yeah, I'll buy one of those.
Yeah.
Like,
Why? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
yeah. And another funny Elvis thing. This guy is a reporter. He told the story of how he met Elvis, and this was like during the Karate Elvis days.
Right.
And Elvis wanted to show this guy, whom he had just met, how to disarm a man that was holding a .38 revolver.
I don't have as much control of the weapon out here, so I'm going to keep it dead center, okay? And since I'm right-handed, actually probably slightly to the left.
Specifically a 38.
Well,
it wouldn't work on a 357.
He handed him the .38 or whatever.
Okay.
It might have been a 357. I don't know. It was a wheel gun. He handed him the wheel gun, and the guy was like nervous, and he's like, "Is this loaded?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course it is." Like,
Of course.
He refused to like do the move with an unloaded pistol.
Yeah.
Just because he's like that cool.
Yeah, because he's Elvis.
Yeah,
And
he's
the
Elvis.
bullets would bounce off of his rhinestone.
Probably. Yeah.
Was he a black belt? Or
Oh,
did
like
he just
5 times over, I'm sure. You know, everything he did like
to the extreme?
to the extreme, right?
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
And that's why he died like in his 40s.
Yeah, on the toilet.
Yeah, the throne.
Yeah, extreme shitting.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was like an extreme crap.
Well, given that he ate like 4,000 calorie peanut butter sandwiches
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, and biscuits and gravy. Like, he was a Southern boy, so he loved that stuff. Yeah, he never slowed down. He,
Slowing down is for communists.
right. He lived the sweet life. So,
How many Beatles do you think it would take to defeat Elvis?
an infinite number couldn't.
You know, like, because even if he ran out of ammo, which you think there's 5 Beatles, he's got 6 shots.
No,
in his
there's
wheel
4.
gun. Huh?
4 Beatles.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Who cares? They can add a 5th.
They're-
They shoot their manager or something.
Yeah, sure.
Or if you include like Yoko Ono or something.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, 6 shots, and then if they kept coming for whatever reason, or there was fans or something, he could just karate them.
Oh, easily, yeah.
And they're small and British, so
right. They would give up,
Yes.
to an American, a superior enemy.
Right.
Yeah. And they'd be collectivists about it, so they'd want someone else to fight him for them. Because they're not willing to do it themselves, and he would single-handedly take on everyone.
Yeah, the only person that could destroy Elvis was Elvis.
Right. That was the only way that it could happen.
Yeah, whereas the Beatles got killed by random crazies.
Well, no, though. John Lennon got wheel gunned.
Right, he got wheel gunned.
And if he knew how to do Elvis's disarming thing, if some guy tried to wheel gun Elvis, he would be disarmed and Elvis would shoot him.
Yeah, or karate him. Whatever he felt like.
I mean, I really don't know which would be deadlier. Ooh, Elvis could probably easily kill the man with his bare hands.
It's gotta be.
Yeah. And then the other 3, there's George, Ringo, and who's the other one? I can't think of the other guy's name. I don't know. Anyway.
Gene Simmons.
It was definitely not Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons versus Richard Simmons.
I think one of the other Gene Simmons versus Richard Simmons. Stay tuned. Yeah, that one's coming. And I think one of the other ones died recently.
Probably.
But,
Bad teeth.
Yeah, I don't know. I did hear the joke of what would it take to
reunite the Beatles?
To reunite the Beatles, yeah.
3 more bullets.
Yeah. A few more bullets.
That's a good joke.
Yeah. So, interesting, okay, the commie Beatles, one guy was killed by a gun, or, anti-gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then the gun-loving Elvis, who's against drugs, killed by drugs.
Unless you are one of those weird conspiracy theorists that think he got taken by aliens or is still alive.
Is still alive. That one is funny, but no way.
Why would he?
The movie Bubba Hotep.
How could I have gone from the king of rock and roll to this old guy in a rest home?
You were an Elvis impersonator.
Actually, they took a piece of my brain. I got a little bag of sand up there now.
Jack, President Kennedy was a white man.
They dyed me this color.
Oh, that's a sweet one.
Was he a mummy or something in that?
Yeah, he fought a mummy.
Oh, he fought a mummy.
You see, the thing was, the story was this: Elvis got, tired of
being Elvis.
He didn't want... Well, at the end, his manager really, worked him to death. His manager had a huge gambling problem, and Elvis was loyal. So he was loyal to this guy, and this guy would schedule him for a ridiculous amount of shows. And Elvis was getting older; he just wanted to chill out. But his manager needed money, and like I said, Elvis was loyal to him, so he's pressured to keep performing. But anyway,
you get out there and do more karate.
So Bubba Hotep. The story is Elvis was I'm taking a break. I'm gonna have an Elvis impersonator just take over for me, pretend to be me for a while, and I'm just gonna chill. And I guess he said that Elvis impersonator liked drugs even more than him. OD'd, died, and then everybody thought Elvis was dead.
Was that Bruce Campbell that played him in that? Okay,
yeah, which is a fitting actor to play Elvis. He did awesome. And then you fast forward to Elvis's old age, and it's him in a nursing home. Right. And then this mummy.
There's a soul-sucking mummy or something.
Yeah, it sucks souls of old people out of their butts. And the one black guy that thought he was JFK.
Maybe he was.
I think he was. He said that his brains were sand. Which, if JFK was a black man and his brains were replaced with sand, it'd make total sense.
Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with that.
Nope. So yeah, you got anything else about the shitty Beatles or awesome Elvis?
The Beatles, Beatles, the insect are not a collectivist bug. They should have been named the termites or something.
ants, bees,
Yeah.
which, funny thing, they say that like bees and ants are like the perfect representation of communism in the animal species. The hive.
Yeah, the hive.
They work for the queen.
Right.
Which I would have to agree because I forget where it was at, but I read like somewhere they did a study recently, ants or bees, and they said that like only 3% or some like really low number of the drones actually work. The rest like pretend to work.
Really?
Like that they're just like moving around, but they're really not doing anything. So that most of the work gets done by just a small percentage of these drones.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
freeloading.
I like
90% of them are freeloaders.
Right.
It's just like
I'm like that is a perfect representation of communism, where it's just like it's a hive, so everybody else will get their work done. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And they're genderless. The drones.
I thought like they're all female, but then like the queen sprays them with some chemical to make them inert or something goofy.
I thought it was something like, well, with ants at least. I thought like the queen ant.
Yeah.
Then there's drones, and I thought like the male ants are the ones with wings on them.
I think so, but they're very rare.
Right.
Like 90% of them are female, and then only so many, and then.
But not every ant could be a queen.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're like drones. I thought like
someone in the comments would be like, I've studied bees for 30 years, fella.
Yeah, whatever. My point is like, I assume they're genderless, and that's what these modern communists want to be.
Yeah.
Like
they want everyone to be drones.
Genderless drones, right?
Yeah. Right. NPCs, if you will.
Exactly. I'm more about individualism, like Elvis.
Yeah. Well, if you like have no personality, you would hope that everyone else is like you.
Right.
But if you can stand on your own 2 feet,
right.
Then
if you're like a weak loser person,
yes,
you want everybody else to take care of you because you have no self-confidence, no self-worth.
And you want everyone else to be a weak loser because you don't want to feel small.
You're not going to build yourself up. You just want to take other people down.
Right.
And that's communism.
And that's the Beatles.
And that's the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess stay tuned for Gene Simmons v.
Do we have to?
With Richard Simmons.
Yeah, Richard Simmons.
Terrible. I think that about wraps it up, though.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Clear winner.
Yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah, it wasn't really a contest.
Right.
I mean, like they're renowned for other reasons. Like I said, like a lot of boomers are like, oh, they founded rock and roll, which like, no, they didn't.
Yeah. They founded pop music.
Right. They made it. I guess you could maybe say that they made it mainstream, more so, but or made it poppy.
Yeah, I mean, like the formulas of their songs.
Yeah, they took music and made it. They took rock music and made it like shitty radio friendly.
You're right, like more commercialized.
Which is ironic because they're commies.
Right. Well, all real communists, like the people on top that like broadcast their communism, they're really like they want to be the select few that are above the system.
Every communist imagines themselves as the,
as the Stalin. Right. Everybody share except don't touch my stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Well, I think that about wraps it up. If you guys enjoyed this one, then you're welcome.
Yeah, you are welcome.